Hello, everybody. I'm just sitting down here enjoying the fish, feeding them just before the lights go out. For January, it's all prepped. I just threw a bunch of salt in there. I'm gonna let it dissolve for the next week, and then the day before I switch from December's tank to January, I will do a 50% water change and just give them all fresh water, and I will squeegee the crap out of the filters. That should uh, have this tank ready, and then we will see. But you're back in my rolly chair. I threw a filter in each one of these tanks just to make sure I have enough, and I do. But news on the unproductive CPDs, I have discovered Planaria. Where have they gone? Either way, I threw a bunch of salt in there and meds that I regret not pre-mixing, but that's no Planaria. This stuff here. It works very well. Very simple instructions. And it is quite old, unfortunately, so it might not work as well. But I noticed that they still are producing absolutely no eggs. And one of the females has a bit of a rough spot on her back. Like, I guess what would be her... should be her back, I guess. It's her. You can't really see it with this camera. But it might just be a roughed up scale. Either way, they're still not producing, so I'm going to treat them. Just with these two, I'm going to give them a day or two. There we go. There's one right there. These little monsters. Can't focus on it. It's coming all the way to the top to get the food. They move quick. But there's another one there. You can tell they're the different ones from the ones in these tanks. See how these guys are kind of like long, skinny spaghetti noodles? And they don't really move a whole lot. When they do go into the water, they're all like wiggly. These guys are more like worms, to where they don't... I don't think I've ever seen them go into the water column. But they are trouble. Come on, focus, please. He says no. See, there's another wiggly one right back behind it. Right there. That's one of the kinds that's in the shrimp tank. So they don't really do anything. They're just kind of like super tiny earthworms, I guess is the way to put it. These guys are more parasitic and will cause damage and stuff. And you can't cut them up. They just multiply that way. But I won't be attempting to take fish from them at all, or eggs from them at all for a while. So I will only be taking from these guys, which seems to be okay anyways. Their tank has none that I can see, and they've been producing quite well. I have checked up here because this is where I've been doing my egg dumps, obviously, and I don't see any, but that doesn't mean that they're not in here. We do have the wiggly kind, like here on the glass. You can see him, he's trying to swim. But I don't see any of the Planaria, so fingers crossed. But I mean, I guess anything's possible since the eggs don't seem to be surviving anymore. You can still see some from this morning. If it zooms, there's one, two. Sorry, all the reflections. But I just thought I would inform you guys about that. Keep everybody updated as it goes along. Hopefully that solves all of our problems. We shall see. If not, normally salt seems to solve all of my problems, except for the Planaria. That can solve them, but these fish are so small that I don't want to dehydrate the water that much. Dehydrating water sounds funny, but it's essentially what the water does is the salt, it dehydrates what's in the water. It doesn't allow water to go back into you once the salt's there. It's hard to explain. Look it up. But these guys are so tiny, I don't want to hurt them by just trying to kill Planaria when I can just use the no Planaria stuff, and it works. I believe it's like a similar makeup of like dewormer for animals. Guppy light just went off. But like these worms are, because I don't clean or anything like that, I just overfeed all the time. But I mean, it doesn't really bother me because they're not a bad kind of bug. I'm not sure what genus or whatever they actually fall under. I've never looked them up that much. But the shrimp are also bugs, so I mean they kind of coexist. But the planaria can also kill the shrimp. Now I have used no planaria in shrimp tanks to get rid of planaria, and it has worked. But I have lost a handful of shrimp in the process. It's just a baby. Look at that little guy. Or don't, whatever you want. If you don't want to, look away. Because I'm going to try to keep zooming and focusing, but it won't work. I quit. Anyways. So we got bugs in our fish tanks. That's the final cull out of the September tank and October tank. And like I said, some of these guys have swim issues. They got swim bladder issues, back issues, tail issues. It's the law of large numbers. When you have that many baby fish, you're going to have some deformations, malforms, and just bad luck sometimes. Other ones, like this guy here, the bigger one, he seems to have a bit of an issue swimming in the other tanks. In here, he seems fine. I don't know, maybe he was just getting picked on, or she, whichever. But either way, they will either grow up here and be fine, because this tank is perfectly fine for fish, or they will get eaten, or they will pass away from their conditions. Either way, these ones don't get sold. These guys just stay. But after the holidays are done and my little one's birthday is done and all that, I'm going to be looking into getting another set of CPDs to strengthen up my bloodline here. I don't like to interbreed them for too long, just because it'll start into more and more deformities and the like. But I don't actually know what this stain is on this tank. I can't get it off, the outside or the inside. I think it was where one of the pumps were a long time ago, or maybe the heaters. I don't know, either way. But what was I saying? Crap, I lost myself. Getting the new fish. I'll just order like another 8 to 10 of them. I'll separate males and females. I'll put the new males with my females and new females with my males, and hopefully everything will be solved by then. Hey, there's bald me in there. Hello. But that's pretty much it for right now. The babies are all doing good. Let me put my chair back. Plop. But there should be no more issues or anything in this tank at all. They're just finishing up dinner. Like I said, there's nothing really wrong with the fish over there. They're not like contagious or anything like that. They just have body abnormalities, I guess you could say, that most people don't want to see when they get an order of fish, which I fully understand. But I will keep them. They are like my little lumpy crew. They're still fish. It works out. I still wish I could understand. Maybe it's the light placement. Blind you guys for a second, because I did not measure. I just kind of looked at it, stuck it up there. I don't know, because this one's starting and they're the centers, so maybe they just have way more. I guess double, because that's only half over there. Who knows? Seem to be doing a lot of updates at the end of December. As you can tell, I'm caught up with a few things and spending more time in the fish room. So October fish are good. November fish are good. Also finishing up dinner. My fish get fed twice a day. First thing in the morning when I wake up, their lights are scheduled to turn on at 9. It varies because I bought cheap timers, so sometimes it's off by a few minutes, sometimes it's not. Almost dropped my phone. But yeah, I feed them as soon as I come down in the morning, and they get fed around 4 o'clock in the evening before their lights go off at 5. Where's our loner? There he is. Look at the belly on this little guy. He's doing so good. I just wish he had siblings. I don't understand how one of them can make it, but then No more of them do. Is that one right there starting up? No, it's just dirt. I just don't get it, guys. Gals, everybody included. No more babies. What has happened? There can be only one. Maybe it's a Highlander fish. That's what it is. But enough about that rambling nonsense. Hopefully this will be all set up. Hopefully these will do the same. And I'm going to head out before the lights all kick off. Goodbye.